If you want to turn your balloon hobby into a profitable business, then you need to stop thinking like a decorator and start thinking like a CEO. So today I'm sharing 5 pro secrets that help me scale the balloon boutique from a small side hustle into a profitable brand. So if you're ready to level up your business, hit that subscribe button right now and let's jump into these 5 secrets. Let me go ahead and get started with secret number 1. The sizing standard. So when you're doing classic decor, and I'm not talking about the organic, when I'm talking about classic decor, and most of your corporate clients, this is what they're going to request, then sizing here does matter, okay? So the best thing to do is to either use an electronic pump that has an automatic sizer. And so in a lot of my tutorials, you will see that I use a Magenda, but there are other quality electric pumps on the market that you can use. And I will list below a few on my professional list. So I will be sure to link that down in the description. And if you don't right now have the money to invest in an automatic electric pump, then you're going to use just your manual inflator. Then you're going to need a sizer box, okay? And I'll be sure to show a picture somewhere here of what that is, and I'll also link below in my list where you can find those. So you're going to either use your automatic sizer or you're going to use a sizer box to help you be able to have all of your balloon sizing consistent when you're doing classic decor, such as your arches and your columns. Now, in my training of beginning balloon professionals, that is when I go and critique their work, that is the number one thing that I see, is that their sizing is inconsistent, okay? So it's really not the technique, because you're just stacking quads, it's the sizing. So if you're having problems with classic decor, then I almost guarantee you it's just that your sizing is inconsistent. So take note of here that sizing does matter. All right, so let me go ahead to tip number 2. Okay, so secret number 2 is scaling without purchasing a van, okay? So I know that a lot of, again, that's a tongue tie. That's a tongue twister. Let me try to say that again. Beginning balloon professionals get a little intimidated when they have an opportunity for a larger install. So let me tell you, it's an easy fix. You can rent. It's very simple. So you can rent from Budget. You can rent from your local hardware store or U-Haul. So I personally have had a U-Haul account. So get an account because you will get better rates. Okay. So go ahead and check out your U-Haul and see what their rates are. Now look. Make sure that you are charging your client appropriately, because you have to be able to not only rent the vehicle, but you're going to be charged for the mileage, and then you have to refuel the truck. Now, another option is if you have like an SUV and you have a larger job, instead of you renting a U-Haul truck, you can get a trailer if you have a hitch on the back of your truck. I did that also. However, I was a little intimidated by learning how to reverse with the trailer, because it's the opposite. So my husband would actually do jobs with me when I had a trailer. I had to do it one time by myself, and I made sure that I parked where I didn't have to back up. So there was enough room for me to be able to turn around. So again, secret number 2 is that you can always rent U-Haul trucks if you have large installations, okay? And also note that you're going to get the insurance Make sure you do that. Let me tell you why. Because life happens, okay? So fortunate enough for me, I always get the insurance. And one day I hit a parked car at a school parking lot. Yes, I did. So I had insurance and it worked out perfectly. If I did not have insurance, that would have been an issue. So be sure you add the extra insurance. And again, that is a charge to the client because this is their job. So again, make sure you charge accordingly to cover your costs because that is a cost. All right, so that's secret number 2. Let me come back with secret number 3. Let me add, before I go on to secret number 3, let me add about the truck rental. Don't be so excited that you have to right now, you want to go out and you want to do this big investment and get this truck. Slow your roll, pump your brakes. Along with purchasing that truck, a lot comes along with that. Of course, your maintenance, your tires, your oil changes, the commercial insurance, etc., etc. So until you really have a thriving business, it is best for you to rent the truck. And I had a long conversation with my U-Haul dealer. They knew me very well, trust me. I was in there so much. And he made sense. So I pumped my brakes, I slowed my roll, and then at some point when I felt ready, then it made sense for me to go ahead and purchase a van. And when you're ready to purchase a van, you don't always have to go out and get brand new. Consider a pre-owned van, okay? Because again, I'm just letting you know that there's a lot of expense that comes along with purchasing. So it may make sense for you at the beginning of your career to simply rent the van. And again, make sure that you charge appropriately so that your cost is covered in that invoice. All right, so now let's go to secret number 3. Okay, so secret number 3 is in preparation. Oftentimes, beginners will plan on not renting a truck, or they don't think about renting a truck. They have a small vehicle, so they will inflate a little bit of balloons and take it with them and plan on finishing their inflation on site. That is stressful, okay? Number 1. Number 2, you don't always have a lot of time. You might have 1 hour, you might have 2 hours if you're lucky. So it would be in your best interest to prep your balloons in advance and then rent the vehicle so that you can transport the balloons, okay? So typically you can prep anywhere from 72 or 48 hours or 24 hours in advance. I do all my prep in advance and I put everything in bags, okay? I do have a video on how to transport your decor, so I'll make sure that I link that video here somewhere. But again, you're going to inflate and then you're going to put your balloons in bags so that they can hold their shine. If you don't put them in bags, then they're going to begin to oxidize on you, okay? Which means they're going to lose their shine. And so I like to use mattress size bags, and I will have it again in my list below so that you can find the bags that I use. You can use twin or double or queen size or king size bags. You can even use clear bags that are for recycling bags. It just depends on what it is that you're transporting. And not only is the bag for preventing your balloons from oxidizing, it's also to help them not pick up debris from the floor where you're inflating, and also picking up debris from the moving vehicle, okay? So again, that secret is that you prep well in advance, and then you're not stressed and you can take your time with inflating. Obviously, still take your inflator with you because things may pop in transport and you may have underestimated how many balloons you needed. So then you can always inflate the extras that you need, but it's not as stressful because hopefully you will not have underestimated that much. So you don't have that many balloons to inflate. All right, so let's go ahead to secret number 4. So secret number 4 is shine. Okay, so there are products, quality products on the market made specifically for using with latex balloons so that they can keep their shine and not show the oxidization. All right. So there are several different ones on the market. One's called High Shine, and I will make sure that I put it down again in the description so that you can see your options. Now, this is what you need to consider, however. If it's indoor or it's outdoor. If it's outdoor and it's going to be 90 degrees, you might want to reconsider using that High Shine, because now it's like, consider it like you're putting cooking oil on the balloons and then you have the sun beaming down on that latex. Guess what's going to happen? It's going to cook that balloon. It's going to heat it up and it's going to pop. And then it's going to be a chain reaction and all the other balloons that are close to it will begin to pop. So think of the install, if it's indoors or outdoors, okay? Also consider inside. Now look, this High Shine is super, super slippery. Now they also have another product on the market. It's a newer product and you could put it on the floor to wipe up any that may have gotten on the floor. However, it's best to cover the floor, right, with either maybe some bags or maybe an old blanket or something like that, so that when you spray, it does not get on the floor. Because again, that's a liability. If you're spraying this shine on the floor and someone comes by and they slip, you're going to have an issue, okay? So again, that is another secret. Secret 4 is High Shine, to keep that shine on your balloons, but consider the application. Is it indoor? Is it outdoor? If it's outdoor, do not have it in a very hot spot, meaning right where the sun's going to be. Maybe a shaded area would be better. And if it's an extremely hot day, you might want to consider not doing that. And if it's indoor, make sure you are protecting the floor. Now, if it's carpet, that's not as bad of an issue, but you still don't want to get product all over people's carpet. But make sure you cover the area well. All right, so let's get to the final secret, secret number 5. Secret number 5, this is very important. Always work with a contract. You can call it an agreement if you like, whatever the case. I'm telling you, that is what a professional would do, and you need to cover yourself. And it also gives the client a peace of mind to know that they have a reservation. But when you have a contract, there is no miscommunication. There's no misunderstandings. Everything is clear and is written in black and white, okay? Also, that contract is going to protect you so that if someone complains, you have the contract, obviously, to show what they signed and they were in agreement with. And if they try to do a chargeback, this is real life, people. I know you don't want to believe people do this, but they do. They try to charge back. They don't remember placing this order or whatever the case may be. But when you have a contract, and that is your proof that you provided a service and they signed the agreement. I have had, thankfully, a contract that saved me for someone deciding that they wanted to cancel. And it clearly states that their retainer fee was non-refundable because I have already invested money to purchase supplies for their event. So why should I be the one to eat that cost? So those terms are clearly stated in my contract. So when they went to their credit card company to do a chargeback, I won my case because I had an signed agreement, okay? So you want to be sure that you always work with a contract. Another thing that you might want to consider, if you have the opportunity to do a very large installation, not only do you want a signed agreement, but if you've not seen these people in person and they're providing you with a credit card or they're doing any electronic payment, like for an example, PayPal, that you get a driver's license. You need proof that this person is authorized to use that credit card, because then they can say that someone fraudulently used their credit card. This is real life. People do these things. I'm just trying to save you from this pitfall, right? So again, you're not dealing with these people 9 times out of 10 in person, and you're doing everything through email or through text. And if it's a large job, to save yourself, not only do you want a signed agreement, you might need to have proof of identification to prove that they are authorized to use that credit card. All right. So that was secret number 5. Do not skip that part. Now, if you don't have a contract, I do have a contract available for purchase in my Stand store, and I'll be sure to make sure I link that here for you as well. Okay. So that is very important. Do not skip the contract. You are not doing this as a hobby. You are doing this as a business, and you want to be profitable, and you do want to cover yourself. And in addition to that, it is also to cover you with regard to liability. And all of that will make sense when you go ahead and purchase the contract if you need. Okay, so that concludes my chat about how to scale your business faster. Again, please hit that subscribe button to help us reach our 10,000 subscriber goal. Join the family. Be sure to share and also comment if you have any questions. Also, let me know what secret surprised you most here. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.